And just like that, we are back in business. What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody doing out there tonight? Is everybody ready to have a good time? Because I sure am. My watch page is about to pop on. One second. Let me make sure it does. All right, it did. So I'm officially live. And here we are, another wild, wacky Wake 'em Up Wednesday. Everybody ready for a fun show? Going to do a little shill busting tonight, as you saw in the thumbnail. Eric is in the title and the thumbnail. There's a few things I meant to show last week that I didn't get to. So tonight I'm going to show those few things, but I'm not going to dedicate the entire show to him. I did that last week. He didn't respond. Shocker. So I'm going to say my final words on this guy for now, but I'm sure the battle will ensue one day in the future. So this definitely won't be the end. That I can assure you. But I thought later on tonight we could have some open topic chat, and you guys can tell me whatever you want to talk about, and we can talk about it. I might even be able to bring some people on if there's time. Some of you guys I could even bring on as a guest tonight. So there's not much going on in the world of scripted news. There hasn't been much going on with Trump in several months, right? So ever since the last staged shooting with Trump, there hasn't been a whole lot going on. And with the World Cup that came and went, and not much sports going on right now except some boring ass baseball. There's just not much as far as fake news to break down. I mean, there was like a couple shootings, but those are boring. They're all the same. So I thought tonight that we could just talk about whatever the hell you guys want, since the news is so damn boring and there's not that much to cover. So there you go. That's going to be our show tonight. We got some flat earth shill busting and some open topic jam. Yeah. And with that said, hello to everybody. Glad you guys are here tonight. All right. I see Insane in the Brain and Truth Hurts and Lintaway, Air Duct Cleaning and Holden, RY, LaFleur Network. Oh, look. Did Eric Dubay's boyfriend show up again? Wow, shocker. I wonder if he's going to be here for the whole time again. With that said, let's go ahead and start the show. We had the first super chat coming in from RY. He wants an impression of Jaren talking on a hidden mic, saying he makes fun of Jake the Awake because he is insecure and ashamed that he will never be as manly or relevant as him. All right, let me see what I can do here. Got to go over to my media assets, pull those up right here. There we go. So, one of the things I've always been ashamed of is that I've never been as manly or as relevant as Jake the Awake. And it's always bothered me because, as you guys know, I'm a compromised criminal. So I had to pretend to be a flat earther. And I was never as cool as Jake. He was a real flat earther. So I was always jealous. And so it really broke my heart that I had to attempt to slander him. And since I couldn't think of any way to slander him, I had to talk about how short he is. So, as you guys know, I'm tall, Jake is short, and that's the only thing that I have. And so that's the one thing I latch on to the most is my height. I was born this way. So, yeah, guys, I've always been a bit ashamed that besides my height, I've just never been as manly or as relevant as Jake the Awake. But one thing's true. I went to Antarctica with Will Duffy and MC Toon. And we saw the 24-hour sun. So therefore, the Earth has to be a globe. And Katy Perry totally went to space. And the moon landings are real, you guys. because I was wrong about the flat Earth. You guys, I'm Jared. I'm the only real truther. All right, there you go. Starting us off tonight with a little Jaron impression for yous. All right, good times. All right. And RY wants Richie from Boston gives Jake the Awake a warm Wake 'em Up Wednesday welcome. All right. Got one from RY. He wants Richie from Boston to give me a warm welcome. I don't know why it's not showing up on the StreamYard, but I see it on the watch page. All right. Let me get rid of this one. I'd like to officially welcome everybody to the most wild and wacky Wake 'em Up Wednesday broadcast that you have ever seen. And that is because it is now officially sponsored by my organic Bible vape juice, of course, which is the only known cure to get rid of your Chinese nano AIDS, which comes from, of course, the Chinese nanobots, which are, of course, literally invisible. They cannot be seen with the naked eye. So that's how they are enabling themselves to make it into anuses all around the world. And when I mention the world, I'm talking about the flat world. That's why I'm excited to team up with Jake the Awake for Wake 'em Up Wednesdays, officially sponsored by my organic Bible vape cartridges, which you can get with my promo code down below. So with that said, who's ready for a wild, crazy Wake 'em Up Wednesday? All right. That one's going out to RY. And the third super chat coming in from RY. He wants Chris Rock to say what's up to me and everyone. All right. So you want Chris Rock to do the what's up? Is that what I'm getting? All right. Let me see what I can do here. I just want to start off by saying hello and welcome to all you white ass, cracker ass, hunky ass white people who be watching this crazy motherfucking show. And this is the part where we officially welcome your cracker white asses by saying, what's that? Cracker ass, white ass, hunky white paper. Always trying to act as cool as black paper. Hunky ass, cracker ass, white paper. All right. There you go. Chris Rock saying what's up to everybody. And those are all coming in from RY to get us started tonight. A few of them didn't show up in my StreamYard software, so I had to dig them up on the watch page there. Don't want to miss any of them. All right, we got Davey D from the LaFleur Network coming in with a super chat tonight. Good to see you, buddy. And he says, another epic beatdown of Eric Duguay by the number one truther source, Jake the Awake. Maybe what's left of him floats away faster than that losing gravity story. Shout out to this live chat. Thank you, Davey D, coming in with the very generous super chat. Longtime supporter of the show, Davey D. This is the super chat he just sent right here. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. All right. And we got, whoops. Damn it. Got Big Money Bob here, sending 5 Jake the Awake gift memberships. Now I'm having trouble using my computer. And I'm only doing this because they aren't showing up in my StreamYard software for whatever reason. All right. I think these two are showing up in my StreamYard software, so I can get rid of this. Sorry, having a few technical issues with the super chats not showing up on my end, so I had to refer to the watch page there. All right. Here we go. Trout fishing at Hood Park. This one's showing up. He says, shill busting extraordinaire. Let's go. That's right. Tonight, we're going to pick up where we left off last week. I went way long. I don't plan to keep everybody that long tonight. So I'm going to run a tighter ship tonight. We're going to get to the info, and we're going to disregard anything that Eric Dubay's boyfriend has to say here tonight, because that seems like it's his job to be here and perform damage control. So we're not going to entertain him too much tonight, if at all. And we're just going to stick to it and get through the info. And then I look forward to just chatting it up with you guys. You know, another thing that he doesn't do, chat with his audience live. We'll do some of that tonight. So yeah, it's going to be a fun little hangout night tonight, you know. Not much going on in the news, so we'll talk about some stuff that went on in flat earth history. So it's like a flat earth history class tonight, a little bit. All right. UV and E, this is the guy who showed up in Eric Dubay's video, who we've never seen. We don't know what this guy looks like. We don't know his real name. This is a guy who just suddenly was gossiping about me with Eric Dubay a couple weeks ago. So here he is now, and he was here for 4.5 hours defending Eric. So you got to ask yourself, what kind of man loves Eric so much that he's got to spend 4.5 hours defending him last week? And where did this guy come from? Suddenly he's Eric's go-to gossip buddy, this guy. Very strange. He wants me to do an impression of Jake a few years ago being politely asked by someone outside of 7-Eleven to use his phone to make... I see what you're trying to do here. So you know what we're going to do with you tonight? We're going to put you in a timeout tonight. Yeah, and I already know where you're going with this. Yes, there's the one video out there where I am a dick to a guy. So there's one example out there where I am a prick to another guy. That's it. There's one example. And that was from like, what, 4 years ago? So if you're just planning on reusing the same one example, you're only going to get but so far. And then you're going to be out of examples. So I know you got your one example from 4 years ago where I was a bit of a dick to one guy, said some words to a guy. I know you got that. It's already been shown. Jaron showed it. It's been shown over and over. I've already explained myself. So if I have to explain that 4 years ago, I was a dick to a guy one time outside of a 7-Eleven and said some things that were unpleasant, I don't mind explaining that again. All right. So I think we've got through the super chats now. I think that's about all of them. And then we can start the show. All right. Yeah, got that one. Trout fishing. Big Money Bob's memberships. Shady Davy D, RY's 3 super chats. And we're all caught up and ready to go. You guys ready? All right, let's start the show. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show proof that a long time ago, Eric tried to throw me under the bus. And he told his audience basically that I was a shill, and he put me on a website, on a shill list on his website, and listed me as a shill. And then he insinuated that I was part of this shill crew with Patty Steer and Mark Sargent. And so he dressed up and imitated some shills like Patty Steer, Mark Sargent. And then he dressed up and imitated me and basically insinuated that I'm a shill just like Mark and Patty. And so I want to go back and point this out, that this guy tried to throw me under the bus and effectively did throw me under the bus years ago. And there wasn't hardly anyone who had my back. There wasn't hardly anyone at all, if anybody, who came to my defense. And so nowadays in 2026, when I'm returning fire, suddenly this guy has a problem with me calling him a shill. But he had no problem calling me a shill, essentially, and dressing up and imitating me a long time ago. All right, so let's start off with flat earth and other shill potatoes and get you guys oriented with what Eric Dubay did years ago. He dressed up and imitated different characters, including me, but he went as far as to dress completely in drag and have pigtails and stuff his what looks like a dress here. So it looks like he's wearing a dress and stuffing the chest to make it look like boobs, right? The pigtails. And so some people wonder where these thumbnails that I have, where they come from, and where these images of Eric wearing a dress, where it comes from. This is where it comes from.
My name is Sasha, and I just wanted to talk about the flat earth and drinky. I'm a wino. So at first, Mark really liked Patricia, and then I had this idea, and I thought, wouldn't it be dreamy if I could steal Mark from Patricia and have him myself, Flat Earth King and Queen? So I had this idea. I noticed that Mark and Patricia seemed to be having some kind of relationship forming, and I thought, oh, I want a piece of that. So I invited Mark to come by.
So people wonder where this comes from and if it's real. People have been like, oh, that's not real, or you used AI to make Eric look like he was cross-dressing and throwing up devil horns. No, this is a video on his channel. If anybody wondering what this is, Flat Earth and Other Shill Potatoes, Part 2, where Eric does cross-dress, throw up the devil horns. But supposedly this is okay. Just to show you guys, this is Eric's channel here, 8 years ago. And this is a re-upload. He had this originally on his first channel, which got taken down. And then he started a new channel. And I guess YouTube's cool with him having another channel, even though his first one got taken down. So he re-uploaded all his old videos. And so this originally came out like in 2016, I want to say. Or earlier, or much earlier in 2017. Yeah, so I think this came out just earlier in 2017, and then he re-uploaded it here. But anyway, here it is on his channel.
And we made a little video, and actually made 2 videos. I only posted the PG video, but I gave Mark a copy of the other one. I won't tell you what he says he does with that every night. So basically, it looked to me like the king of Flat Earth, Mark Sargent, was starting to fancy the want-to-be queen, Patricia. And so I devised a little scheme to get him all to myself. He's all mine now. Hey, Sasha. I appreciate you giving me the title of Flat Earth King. Hey, by the way, did you get a chance to talk to Patricia about, that we talked about? I've been thinking about that a lot. Wouldn't that be amazing? Orphan Red, Patricia Steer.
All right. So he dresses up as, I guess this is Orphan Red here. Yeah, but apparently this is all okay as long as you're making fun of shills, right? So this is Eric making fun of the shills, right? Taking the piss out of those no good shills. But looking back now, it sort of looks like he's performing a humiliation ritual while making it look like he's making fun of shills. See? So he calls out Mark and Patty as being shills, and then he does these impressions of them. But you could also argue that he's also performing his humiliation ritual, because there he is, dressed in drag and pigtails. And now, here I am showing this to everybody. It's not so funny now in 2026, right? So in 2016, people were like, oh, so funny, Eric, how you made fun of those shills. Looking back now, how this guy, he pushed the incorrect flat earth model that can be easily debunked. He pushed the vegan diet. He pushes Epstein shit. This guy pushed that Hitler is a great guy who tried to save us from the New World Order. So when you look back now, oh yeah, and he did the cross-dressing humiliation ritual, right?
How feminine that is. Stick a few shirts in a pillowcase, and we made the video. We made the PG video for YouTube. We made our video for me. All right. Now I want to make one more flat Earth clue. All right. I got a raging clue.
All right. So we got a super chat coming in from Tristan Spindler. Says YouTube jewels are digital currency coins meant for creators. Who knew? Oh, fuck. Eric Dubay. Yeah, man. All that and much more here on the Jake the Awake podcast live stream Wednesday show. You never know what you're going to get these days, right? Eric Dubay. Eric Dubay dresses like a lady. Eric Dubay dresses like a lady. Na 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 bum ba na 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 bum ba na 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 na. Eric loves to dress like a lady, 'cause he's right here dressing up like a lady. He says he's making fun of shills 'cause he's got to pay the bills. He's got the body of a lady and the said Eric Dubay dresses like a lady. Eric Dubay dresses like a lady. Yeah, yeah. Cow, 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 cow. All right, there you go. What a funky lady. All right. Got RY coming in with a super chat. Says it seems like people like Dubay are actors paid to make the idea of flat earth look ridiculous. So people say you're one of those Dubay weirdos, right? Okay, so at this point, anybody who supports Dubay will just say, Jake, you're taking these clips out of context. Eric Dubay was clearly exposing these shills like Mark and Patty Steer. How dare you use these clips to make Eric Dubay look like a cross-dresser? Well, here's the thing. I probably wouldn't do that, except in the next video. He dresses up and imitates me, along with these people, and insinuates that I'm part of their shill crew. So how do you think that made me look 10 years ago? How do you think it made me look when Eric dressed up and imitated me and insinuated that I was part of these shill crew that he's making fun of here? So yeah, back then I didn't have as big of a support system, didn't have as many subscribers and viewers of my content, right? So back then, when Eric insinuated that I was part of that shill crew, people would just take his word for it, and they would see him do a terrible impression of me, and they would just come over and be like, oh, Eric got you so good. Meanwhile, looking back now, these videos don't stand the test of time at all. In fact, I would argue this is great footage for me to have in my arsenal, right? This is definitely something I can go back and refer to and show people who did what, who said what. All right. So thank you, RY, for the super chats, buddy. Lots of donations tonight. I appreciate the support like always. All right. So the next video, Flat Earth and Other Shill Potatoes Part 3 is the one where he dressed up and imitated me. There it is.
Hello, and welcome back to Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. I'm your host, Patricia Steer, as always, bringing you people like Mr. Moot.
Well, my name is Mr. Moot because my...
All right, so let me drag the cursor through this beginning because it's really bad. It's extra cringe. And so in this episode, he also imitates, so he's doing Patty Steer and Jaron. So I guess this is his imitation of Jaron. And then this is him imitating me right here. So there was a few videos out of my entire catalog, like where I would wear sunglasses, not even that many. And so I guess this is his dress up of me, but he does a terrible impression of me right here.
Hey, you guys, I'm the Flat Earth asshole here. I just took some time off from doing young Robert De Niro impressions to come and say, the Earth is flat. What are you, living in a homeless tweakers shelter like me? No, I'm not living in a homeless tweakers shelter. I'm traveling all over flat America, getting all the flat Earth pussy I can while you pay me to do it. Super chat with IPS all day long. Flat Earth asshole.
So there you go. That's the first impression. And he does a few more in this same video, but so apparently that's how I am. Jake the Flat Earth asshole. That's right. Gonna go out and get all the flat Earth pussy. Oh, what? Why are you talking about the flat Earth pussy that I got on a trip across America many years ago? Like, so here he is gossiping about girls I supposedly slept with, right? Trying to make me out like I'm some sort of a womanizer or something with his impression. See how this works? So this is a guy who is complaining that in 2026 that I'm throwing him under the bus or attempting to throw him under the bus with slander. Meanwhile, this is what this guy did. He dressed up and imitated me a long time ago. And he made me out to be some sort of womanizer. Listen to this slander shit.
Yeah. Oh, and now that I'm back, now that I've fucked all the flat Earth chicks I could are all around America, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna call out the AE map. You know, the AE map is fucked, all right?
So, again, he's gossiping about chicks I slept with when I made a cross-country trip. Now, here's the deal. I'm a grown man, and if I went across the country setting up meetups, and there were a few women out there who wanted to meet me, and a few of them did get a chance to meet me, well, none of that is his fucking business. But here he is doing an impression of me. Now that I'm back after I fucked all the flat Earth chicks, right? He's making me out like I went across the country and pillaged every flat Earth chick's poontang, right? I pillaged all the flat Earth poontang, Eric, right? So he, in this impression, that's basically how he's making me out to his audience, right? So it wasn't like he just did an impression of me. He did this impression of me like I'm some shitbag who took your guys' money, went across the United States and banged all the flat Earth chicks and broke all their poor hearts. And Eric's here to white knight for all those poor broken-hearted girls out there. What a piece of shit, dude. So this just goes to show you this guy was trying to throw me under the bus a long time ago with some straight up gossip and shit. And then he ties this in with the flat Earth map. So this is where he brings up the actual part of the flat earth where I disagree with him about the sunrise and sunset angles, you know, like something definitive, which people can go check for themselves and whatnot. Something where you can prove to yourself that he's a liar, right? And so this is where he'll just gloss over it and make it out like it doesn't matter.
It's wrong, okay? I decided. You know how I decided? Some guy from Australia sent me a compass, and it was like southwest slightly instead of just west. Boom! AE map, finished. Flat Earth asshole, new leader of the Flat Earth movement, because I'm here to tell you not to trust any map. You know, I know Eric Dubay already says that he doesn't 100% trust any map anyway, and AE map is the best, you know, current map. We have the Hammonds, the Gleasons. These are undeniably better than the globe maps and the best flat earth maps available to us. But instead of admitting that, what I'm going to do is call Eric a shill and everybody else a shill who ever uses the AE map.
All right. So in that impression, he makes the point that a guy in Australia sent me a compass. No, he didn't send me a compass. A guy in Australia and a guy in Tasmania both sent me back compass readings. They pointed their compass at the sun while it was setting and confirmed in October that the sun was setting towards the southwest, which is in the opposite direction of the circling sun. In later months, November and December, the sunrise and sunset angles are even further from the south, which even further debunks Eric's circling sun model, circling moon model. So yeah, basically what he did here is, while doing this impression of me, he goes over that info in a dismissive manner, like, since he's doing this impression of me and making it out like I'm some sort of womanizer. And then he glosses over this point about the sunrise and sunset angles in Australia and makes it out like that's meaningless and doesn't matter. So basically, him doing this impression, people were like, Eric, he got you so good. Eric schooled you. Huh, Eric made you look like a fool. Meanwhile, he doesn't show a counterexample. He doesn't show any proof that those compass readings are wrong, or that the websites which say that the sun's going to rise from the southeast and set to the southwest in those regions. He doesn't say that any of that's wrong. He doesn't prove it. He doesn't have any of his own subscribers or anyone he knows in those areas perform the same experiment. No. Instead, he does this video specifically to throw me under the bus and slander me and gossip about me. So he did this, and when I saw this, it was like, oh, well, not something I can just forget about, right? You never forget the day when Eric Dubay dresses up and does an impression of you. So you got to be able to put yourself in my shoes. This was a guy who I used to watch and used to respect. And then here he is talking about me being a flat earth womanizer, you know, breaking all those poor girls' hearts, and then disagreeing with him about the map. So he's doing this impression, and people are unsubscribing from my channel and laughing at me. Ha ha, Eric got you. Now all these years later, well, the video doesn't quite stand up in 2026. Suddenly now in 2026, when I show this, Eric's not looking so cool and funny anymore, is he?
Because this guy sent me this Southwest compass, okay? You know, Southwest compass. End of story. It's over. AE map is finished. Eric Dubay's a shill. Flat Earth asshole. Anyway, how you guys doing? It's good to be on your show, Patricia.
So he makes it out like I'm hanging out with Patricia, and I never did hang out with Patricia. I never went on Patty Steer's show. I never hung out with Mark. So I went on Jaron's show one time back in 2016 when I used to think these guys were legit. And then by 2017, I was calling them out as shills. And that's when all this shit began. So he's trying to make me out like I hung out with all these shills, and I didn't. And so in this video, he insinuates that I'm a shill with all these fucking shills. So in 2026, he can't complain that I'm attacking him for no reason. So that's the whole reason I got to go back and show this shit, is because nowadays in 2026, like just last week, he's claiming that I'm calling him a shill for the weakest reasons, claiming that I don't have any grounds to call him a shill or a gatekeeper. I believe I have every right to call him a shill and a gatekeeper. And look what he did to me personally.
Polite response to my video swearing at him, calling him a shill and all this stuff. But I choose to ignore everything he said in that letter and just continue on as though, he's a shill and the flat earth maps have zero validity. And not only do they have zero validity, neither does anyone who ever posts a flat earth map has a flat earth icon next to them. If they wrote a book and it has pictured AE map anywhere in it, shill, okay? Shill. This is my detective work. This is how I figure out who's legitimate or not. If you have a circular flat earth map anywhere on your Facebook timeline, shill. Flat earth asshole here. No, not a shill, obviously. I'm an asshole. But I am genuine as fuck. The flat earth.
All right, see? I think he did one more impression of me towards the end here.
Taxi days, taxi driver. We're talking Deer Hunter. Was he in that one? We're talking, those old ones, the old ones. That's when he was good, and that's what I look like. Call that a lunar module. I call it a homeless tweaker shelter. Flat earth asshole. And whatever you do, don't go to IFRS and read the thread they got about me. I'm an asshole. Slap on the bass. Hello there, people.
All right, so then he got to dog my music and then play shit and try and make fun of me like I'm a bad musician too, right? See? You got to go after my music. And I would argue that his raps suck donkey balls and that nothing he's ever done musically can hold a candle to some of my funkiest jams. So anyway, so Eric not only dressed up like a lady many times, looking like this, right? But he also, dressed up and imitated me. So I would argue that that was him trying to throw me under the bus, putting me on a shill list, making it out like I hang out with Mark and Patty, like I'm part of their crew, insinuating that I work with them people or something. In 2026, yeah, I'm not going to let people forget that happened to me. So in 2026, when he makes this video with some guy we never heard of named UV and E, and they're gossiping about me, and Eric's like, he's calling me a shill for the weakest reasons, and he's slandering me. No, dude. You called me a shill a long time ago and slandered me, right? So, got to set the record straight. And seems to me Eric was doing a little cross-dressing back then, and it looked like he enjoyed it quite a bit. I don't know. All right, we got James, who's Javid. He says, yo, it's Javid. Thoughts on Sony forcing us to depend on digital everything by getting rid of physical flat discs for gaming? Yeah, it's the whole like you'll own nothing and be happy movement, except here's the thing. We're going to own nothing and be unhappy, and then we're going to wish we hung on to all that physical media. So I'm already seeing it start to happen, like, certain DVDs and certain VHS cassettes are like going up and up and up in price already. And people are wanting to go back and buy more retro shit. The problem is the more retro physical media you got, the more space that takes up. So if you have like a massive shelf of DVDs, well, now you have to maintain that, right? Now that takes up physical space in your life, and you got to dust it and clean it. You know what I mean? And so physical media, and I know because I got a plastic crate. What are these Rubbermaid big crates, right? I got one full of old VHS tapes and video games that I haven't watched or played in a long ass time. You know what I mean? So I'm carrying around some of the old physical media retro stuff because it's got like sentimental value. And you know, I always think, well, you know, one day I might want to go back and play my NES again one day, you know. But so yeah, man, I still have some physical media, but it's in totes, you know, and it takes up space. And to pull that stuff out and hook it all up, then it's like you got wires and games and cartridges hanging out everywhere. So yeah, man, they really screwed us over. You know, I was just thinking about the other day that I don't mind them taking away video games or whatever because I don't play the games anymore. So that of course doesn't really affect me so much as it does a hardcore gamer. But like I was thinking, if they were to ever like take away GPS all of a sudden, man, that would ruin my life. Like the one thing I'm really, really used to, and I don't mind them tracking me, is the GPS navigation. Because back in the day, I used to have to like print directions. And then if I got lost, I would freak out. So I remember back in my 20s, my teens and my 20s, before I had the GPS, and I would drive somewhere like San Francisco. And if I took one wrong turn and got lost, I'd be like, I don't know where the fuck I am. And I would start to freak out and get all pissed off and agitated. If I like missed an exit, my like blood pressure would just like, oh, fuck. Right. You should take it out on my poor ex-girlfriend, of course. Whereas once the GPS came along and I could just like, oh, just correct it by taking a right here and a right here. Now everything's corrected again, right? So the GPS took all the stress away, like of driving that I used to have. So it used to be like, I have to read this paper and wait for the exit to come. And when I missed my turn. And then once the GPS arrived, it was like, oops, I accidentally missed my turn. Whatever. I'll just let the GPS fix it for me. There, now everything's fine, right? So the GPS, man, so much stress lifted off a brother's shoulders to not have to worry about where you are, right? So yeah, I give up my freedom for them to track me so that I don't get lost and get all pissed off. So yeah, if they were to just like take away the GPS and I had to go back to like printing directions, I would consider just not being alive anymore. I'd be like, all right, my life is ruined. They took away my ability to drive and navigate. And I'm back to being pissed off and asking people at gas stations how to get back to this road and having them say they don't know. All right, there you go. There's a long, stupid story that doesn't matter. Thanks, Javid. I appreciate that, homie. All right. Vladder with a donation says, I realize it's either impossible or very difficult to be a lesbian and know we're in a flat earth. Just think about it. I don't really get it, but I guess so. I guess you could be right, but I just don't get it. But thank you for the super chat anyway, buddy. You realized it's either impossible or very difficult to be a lesbian and know we're in a flat earth. Just think about it. I guess so. It tends that lesbians are more on the liberal side, and liberal women tend to be more trustworthy of the mainstream narrative on the nightly news. So I guess looking at it from that aspect, like a liberal woman is more likely to not believe in anything flat earth related and not want to hear about it at all, right? So I guess if you look at it as like, okay, a lesbian's more likely to be liberal, who's more likely to be a sheeple. So yeah, I guess I see where you're going with that. Took me a minute to like figure it out though. I just now thought about it as you suggested. All right. Shatta22 said, what does Eric Dubay look like? A lady. Well, let me show you one more time just in case anybody forgot. Eric Dubay dresses like a lady. 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 Ow, wow! All right. Eric Dubay defenders are going to say that that's totally acceptable because he's making fun of a shill, and it's totally not an Illuminati humiliation ritual. Me, on the other hand, I say it's totally a humiliation ritual. God. Javid coming in with a super chat with no message attached. Thank you. I don't know if you meant to do that or not, but thank you. I appreciate that, brother. And another one says, yo, it's Javid. Thoughts on... Oh, wait, I read that one. Javid says, I don't listen to Dubay. You gay. This ain't beef. This is rap, homie. I don't got a scratch on me. Oh, I don't listen to Dubay. Are you gay? This ain't beef. This is rap, homie. I don't got a scratch on me. Yeah. What? Titty in a butt. Yeah. What's up? What? All right. There you go. Good rap right there. It's almost as good as one of Dubay's raps, right? Eric Dubay put out a couple rap songs. Nobody ever requests it. It's not anything anybody wants to go back and watch anymore. They were terrible. RY says, a terrible Jake the Awake impression by Dubay. Sunglasses. Yeah. Jay Lewis says, or he gifted 5 Jake the Awake memberships. Thank you, Jay Lewis, for gifting the gift of Jake the Awake in membership form. RY says, Dubay is so triggered you exposed the AE map. Well, mainly I expose how the sun and the moon's path over the AE map that he talks about are wrong. So what I showed is if you take the actual sunrise and sunset angles that you can find the official observed data on different websites. So like SunCalc will list all the official sunrise and sunset angles. That if you take that and you actually have the sunrise and set locally for each individual observer, and you use that area's observed sunrise angles instead of a one circling and one circling sun, one circling moon. Instead, if you use each observer seeing their own localized sun, moon, and stars projected within your own virtual dome, everything works perfect. And it doesn't matter if you're using an AE map or a Mercator map or whatever. I can't tell you exactly how the land masses are all laid out and positioned for sure. But what I can tell you is if you use the correct sunrise and sunset data, which is observed and it's cataloged, that you can at least get that part right. So what I did is I did away with the one circling sun and the one circling moon, which is provably wrong. And instead, I localized your sunrise and sunset, because we see it rise and set most of the time, and made all of that local within each of our own personal domes. And so I believe that this is more of like a virtual realm that we live in, And so programs like Stellarium, which will show you where the stars are positioned for you in any given area, or programs like SunCalc, which will show you where the sunrise and sunset angles are going to be. They're basically showing you that the sun is going to rise in those areas from those angles, which it defies all the models we've been given. So if you really look into the information that we're being given about the sunrise and sunset angles, it doesn't match a singular circling sun, and it doesn't match a globe 93 million miles away either. Instead, it's as if we all see our own localized sun, moon, and stars. And so that's what I preach. That's what I tell people. So I can take that same AE map, but do away with his incorrect sky model and replace it with a sky model that will actually give you correct sunrise and sunset angles. All right, we got RY says, Dubay is so triggered you expose the AE map. I think I just read that one twice on accident. My bad. Suzette Ann says, Jake, will you post a link in your chat to one of your videos that debunks one circling sun? Sure. So I'll pull them up right now. All right, so this one right here, my current stance on the flat earth topic. That one has the equinox example in it. And there's also the 24-hour Antarctica sun model. My right here, and I showed a little bit of this one last week, I believe. So new flat earth model with 24-hour sun features a section about the equinox, as well as how the sunrise angles circling sun don't match. And he has the sun positioned on the Tropic of Capricorn. Meanwhile, someone south of the Tropic of Capricorn, such as at the tip of South America, Ushuaia, for instance, they're going to be seeing the sun rise from the southeast and set to the southwest during that time of year, which is in the opposite direction shown on Dave's app. If this model was correct, then someone in Ushuaia, Argentina would never ever see the sun rise from the southeast and set to the southwest, but that is precisely what is observed. All right, so right there I explain it in this video. So you're seeing the circling sun coming in from the north. I'm pointing to the tip of Argentina, the very southern tip. There's a city there called Ushuaia. And in December, they see the sun rise from the direction of Antarctica. The sun would rise out of the southeast, and then it sets towards the direction of Antarctica as well, sets to the southwest, which is the opposite direction of this circling sun. So the sun's circling in here. See how it's circling? And then right here, the spot that I'm pointing, that the tip of the finger is pointing at, is Ushuaia. And they're seeing the sun rise out of the southeast and then go over their head and set to the southwest. And this is in December. Whereas On Eric's model, you would have the sun positioned right here on the Tropic of Capricorn going in a circle. So someone down here at the tip of South America would always be seeing a northeast sunrise and a northwest sunset. They would never see it rise out of the southeast and set to the southwest. So all of the sunrise and sunset information, the shills will always keep you away from it because it debunks this circling sun path. And so this also debunks David Weiss's app as well, right? So this is a picture right here of like David Weiss's app using this circling sun. So I can debunk all the shills who use this same wrong info in this video. So this is a new flat earth model with 24-hour sun in Antarctica. I'll put this one in the chat right now. But yeah, it's on my channel. It's from like a year and a half ago. You just got to scroll down and find it, or just do a search for it. And I just typed it into my, and I just posted it in the live chat just now. So there you go, Suzette Ann. So what I say is that all of this stuff that we see is projected to us in our own virtual dome, like this. And so this program, Stellarium, actually shows you the grid lines of the virtual dome over the observer, basically. So all these stars, I don't think they're in the firmament. That's impossible. Instead, I think that they're localized around us, the observer, and they'll be in different positions depending on where you are on the map. So you'll never get closer to any of the stars. So in any direction you travel, the stars will just start to come up out of the horizon and position themselves differently depending wherever you travel. So if you start heading south, then the stars that are hidden from you beneath the horizon will eventually come up and be visible. And then the stars that were back in the northern hemisphere flat, those stars will be gone, but it's all within your own virtual dome here. So all this stuff can be projected to you in any given area. So this program, Stellarium, I believe that they were able to create it based on real life. So yeah, if you use the program Stellarium, which I have here on screen, and just play around with it, it gives you the option to add these grid lines. So then you can actually see the personal visual dome around this virtual observer. So what I do is I take away the word virtual, and it seems like they built this program off what's actually happening here, except we can't see the grid lines of our virtual dome around us. So we don't see it. We won't know it's there. So you have to figure out that it's there. So through the process of figuring out that the Earth is flat and that the sunrise and sunset angles don't match the model that was rolled out with the flat Earth through these shills, and it doesn't match a globe model either, that's when you start to come to the realization that this place ain't what they told us. And they purposely gave us not only a wrong globe model, but they also gave us a wrong flat model there as well to keep us away from figuring out what this place truly is. So that's what we're doing here, is going through the process of trying to figure it out while debunking the shills in their lies along the way. All right. RY says, got this. Dubay looks like a lady because of vegan diet. So one of the reasons why Eric Duguay dresses up like a female is simply because he does not get a sufficient amount of animal proteins and animal fat. And of course, this is obvious that it caused a severe mental illness, which made him put his hair into pigtails. And then, of course, he had to stuff his dress to make it look like he had breast. And this was mostly due to the fact that he was severely deficient in animal protein and animal fats, which of course he could reverse all of these things if he was to eat raw meat. One of the reasons you don't see Eric Dubay appearing on camera is because he has dark eye bags underneath his eyes. And that is simply because he is malnourished from his vegan diet. RY wants Elmo singing Dubay Looks Like a Lady. All right, going from Gottis to Elmo.
1, 2, 3, hit it, Eric Dubay. Dress is like a lady, Eric Dubay. Dress is like a lady. Eric Dubay. Dress is like a lady. Kill.
That was oddly amusing for me. Every now and again, feels good to do a little Elmo impression. I don't care what anybody says. There you go. There you go. That's right. And I, of course, am the funniest comedian who ever existed. Unlike Eric Dubay, who does some of the shittiest impressions that don't stand the test of time at all. Whereas my impressions are timeless classics. You could go back 10 years from now, and Elmo singing Eric Look Like a Lady is still going to stand the test of time. You're still going to spam the laughing emojis. Now, I don't know if laughing emojis will still be a thing 10 years from now. But if they are, you're going to be spamming them. That I can guarantee you. It's a money back guarantee if in 10 years you're not spamming laughing emojis. All right. Yep. You heard it here. All right. And the thing is, the Globe Cuck channels, there's guys out there who are professional Globe Cucks. So they look at these to make fun of the flat earthers and make it out like me and Eric are having some flurf infighting. And so let me show you how dishonest, disingenuous some of these globe earth cucks can be. So for instance, Micktoon here, this fella went to Antarctica with Will Duffy and Jaron. He was representing the globe side. Let me show you the type of slander that these shills will do, what type of shit they do. So this fella right here, MC Toon, he's like some sort of law enforcement, and his job is to make fun of the flat earth and be the most annoying dickwad ever. Hi. Oh, we have some flat earth infighting between Jake the Anus and Eric Dubay, right? So this guy has lied about me, slandered me, and he's supposed to represent the globe, but the globe defenders, they're some of the slimiest, most dishonest, disingenuous people but they're the ones who are supposedly representing science and the globe. Yet they take these opportunities to lie and slander me. So he has this video about me and Eric going back and forth, and he makes us both out like we're both stupid flat earthers infighting. But he'll go as, which that's his job. And, you know, nobody who watches me is going to listen to this guy. But what I wanted to show you is that he took this part of me playing bass, and this is the most dishonest, disingenuous shit that a globetard has resorted to in order to get people not to like me. Listen to this. Oh. Shit.
Oh my gosh. I forgot. I have that. Oh my gosh.
Dude is cracking himself up. He's so pleased with himself. Look at how happy this man is with what he just played.
I forgot. I have that. Oh my gosh.
And what did he play? One more time. Oh, that's me, shirtless with my bass.
Playing bass.
And look how happy he is with himself. Like, that's the most funny thing that he has ever done with his life, in his own opinion. Well, the thing is, that's very, very slimy and dishonest, because that audio was not what I played. In fact, that audio did not come from a bass guitar at all. That audio was somebody playing a regular electric guitar very badly on purpose, and then taking a video of me slapping my bass and putting the audio from terrible guitar playing over the top of me playing my bass, and then presenting it as if I made those noises, and then laughing like a fucking hyena. So this is what professional globe cucks do, you guys. This is what a professional globe defender has to resort to doing. Taking a video of me slapping the bass, mute the sound of me playing something fresh and funky, because I would never play something like that, right? And then find or purposely play something terrible on an electric guitar, and then take that audio and stick it over the top of my muted bass video to make me look like I suck at bass. And then he presents that to his audience, and everyone in his chat is like, oh my God, this guy sucks. That's the worst bass I've ever heard, right? Like, so none of them are smart enough to realize that that's not what I played. None of those notes match. Like, if you know anything about music, that audio is impossible to have come from me, right? And so none of the notes match. That's not even from a bass guitar. It's like, so anyone who doesn't know shit about music and is a retard, they might buy into that and then think that I suck. And so he's such a fucking slimeball that he has to like trick his audience into thinking that I suck at playing bass by playing a doctored video like that. And then he laughs like that's the funniest shit he has ever done in his life. Listen.
Oh my gosh. I forgot. I forgot. I have it. Oh my gosh.
And this was the guy that went to Antarctica with Pastor Will Duffy and Jaron representing the globe, his job to defend the globe. And what does he do for a living? He has to make fun of me and Eric Dubay because we're flirfs infighting. And here's Jake playing a bass solo, and he has to resort to fucking sticking some terrible guitar audio over my bass playing. Try and make it look like I don't know how to play my instrument. So this just goes to show you that the sworn globe defenders, the guys who tout science, they act as if they're 100% right because they believe in a globe, and they're here to defend the globe against us dumb flat earthers. They have to resort to shit like that, slimy bullshit like lying about Jake's music. So low. So I've went back and forth with that shill a few different times, and he gets a kick out of doing stuff like that. So he's not going to feel any shame. I can point out that he's a slimy, dishonest piece of shit for doing that, and prove that he's purposely trying to get people to not like my music because my music is good. So rather than have his fan base be like, oh, well, yeah, Jake's a stupid flat earther, but his music is good and he slaps a funky bass. Can't have that. So he's got to resort to making it look like I don't know how to play my bass. Fucking slime balls. And that's one of the guys who went to Antarctica with Jaron and Will Duffy. So we're supposed to trust these people who went to Antarctica to settle the debate of whether Earth's a globe or whether it's flat. And that's one of the guys who went. And he just so happens to make that sort of content about me trying to make it look like I don't know how to play my bass. So here's the deal. These fucking shills will go to any length to make me look like I'm a terrible guy. UV&E says, Eric's impression of you is clearly a response video. His Jake impression is calling him a shill for the AE map. So how exactly is he throwing you under the bus if you called him a shill first? Well, because he is knowingly pushing incorrect information, and he never took any actions to correct it. And so once he insinuated that I'm a shill hanging out with Patty and Mark, dressed up and imitated me and made it out like I'm some womanizer who went out there getting all the flat earth poontang, right? Once he sunk to that low, he got people to start disliking me just because of his impression of me a long time ago. That's literally throwing me under the bus. I was telling the truth. Eric is a gatekeeper. In my opinion, Eric is the Alex Jones of flat earth. I just done said it. Eric Dubay is the Alex Jones of flat earth. At one time, many, many, many years ago, I thought Alex Jones was legit. And I'm sure a lot of people here in my audience, many, many, many years ago, thought Alex might be legit as well. But then he proved himself to be a shill. So I no longer make any sort of content talking about Alex Jones with any sort of respect. Instead, I make content calling Alex Jones a shill. And I believe that I have proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that the new Alex Jones character is being played by a new actor. Let me get rid of your comment. 1 second. So if Eric Dubay is mad that I think he's a gatekeeper, well, I think Alex Jones is a gatekeeper as well. So I used to many, many years ago think Alex Jones was legit, but now look at me exposing that they have replaced the Alex Jones character with a new guy. It ain't Bill Hicks anymore. It may have been a long time ago, but it's not anymore. This is far more advanced than anything you're going to find on Eric Dubay's channel. I'm the only one talking about Alex Jones being replaced over the last couple of years with a new guy. The only one. So, far more advanced than any man. And I'm telling you, Alex Jones is most definitely a shill. And at this point, they got some new guy playing the role, possibly Will Sasso. So, I'm at the forefront of this topic. So, anyone who brings up Alex Jones, chances are they haven't made it this far. So, I believe Eric Dubay is the Alex Jones of Flat Earth. That's my opinion. And I also believe Eric Dubay supporters are extremely similar to Trump supporters in the fact that they will stick up for Eric no matter what he says, no matter what he does. So Trump supporters back Trump no matter what. Nothing he says or does will ever get them to flip their stance, because to flip their stance would mean that they would have to become libtards. So they're always going to be stuck in their ways being Trump supporters. That's how Eric's fanboys are. Eric's fanboys are no different than Trump supporters. And Eric is the Alex Jones of the flat earth topic. Cross-dressing, promoting a vegan diet, promoting Hitler worship, and promoting Epstein bullshit, promoting the Epstein psyop and an easily debunkable circling sun, circling moon. So I would argue Eric is almost certainly a gatekeeper, and there's nothing that he's done lately to disprove or prove me wrong. In fact, all of the moves he's made lately seem to prove me right. And all of the moves his boyfriend has made lately, doing all this damage control, further proves me right. Do you guys know Eric and his boyfriend showed up to my last live stream comment section and went through to every single comment and tried to like post video links and flip-flop their opinion? So if anyone said anything bad about Eric in my comment section of my last live stream, this UV&E guy and Eric both would come over and try and flip-flop their opinion. So they were so dedicated, they went through every fucking one of my comments, and Eric would copy and paste the same defense. So Eric had this copy and pasted defense, and then his boyfriend UV&E would go through and type all these paragraphs and paragraphs. So yeah, I went through and got rid of all of it and thwarted all of their attempts to hijack my entire comment section. That's what these shills do. They want to hijack the entire narrative. Whatever Eric does is godlike, and he has perfectly acceptable reasons. But whatever Jake does, it's because he's a bad guy calling out Eric for no reason. Nah. Doesn't work like that. So this guy, no one's ever heard of this dude, UV&E. No one's ever seen his face. He just shows up and he's suddenly gossiping about me. And now here he is hanging out here doing nonstop damage control. What man cares this much? What Eric fanboy loves Eric that much that this is what they spend their time on? I find it to be very strange. And the fact that Eric and this guy went through and swept my whole comment section trying to argue with everybody. Meanwhile, Eric's comment section is like thousands of people just straight up ad hominem attacking me. In Eric's comment section, it's nothing but like, Jake the moron, Jake the rat-faced Jew, Jake the stupid asshat, Jake the fake stupid hat-wearing guy, right? It's just nothing but just ad hominem attacks over and over. And Eric fucking, loving their comments, thumbing it up, loving it. So it's just nothing but an ad hominem attack fest over on his video about me. But then over on my video, oh, they got to go through and defend themselves on every single comment that opposes Eric. Shill tactic much? Shit, I don't have the time to go over there and try and defend myself against 2,000 bot comments over there on Eric's channel, all ad hominem attacking me, talking about my funny hat, right? So that's perfectly acceptable to just have bot comment after bot comment of people ad hominem attacking Jake the Awake. But God forbid I show you what really went down. His boyfriend's got to come here and perform damage control and annoy everyone the whole time. RY wants... oh, wait, I think I already read that one. Are you wanting me to do it again? Eric Dubay dresses like a lady. Oh, wait. Yeah, I already did read this one. Somehow I went back and... Oh, it's because I pulled up these UV and E super chats. My bad. All right. Suzette Ann says, Jake, do you or anyone have any idea why the northern and southern hemisphere flats are in opposite seasons and why they have different star patterns? Well, that side of the world is in the opposite season right now. So I can't tell you exactly why the board was set up that way, why the creator, whatever created this place, whoever, whatever created this place. I don't know why they made it that way. And so anybody that tries to give you a reason like why it was created that way, they would just be speculating. But you're going to get different answers from different people here. And so globe defenders are going to give you the globe narrative that you're looking in opposite directions into outer space. So they're going to tell you in the northern hemisphere, you're looking up at these northern stars, and in the southern hemisphere, you're upside down looking at separate stars. Whereas I'm saying you're on a flat plane, and when you travel from one side of the world to the other side, that the stars that are below the horizon will then become visible to you in your personal dome of perspective. So that's why, and when I talk about the sun, moon, and stars, they're all within your personal virtual dome. And so you go from one area of the map, you go south, the southern stars will come up out of the horizon and then be up over your head, and then the northern stars will disappear behind you and go sink down into the horizon. So I have it all happening within your virtual dome that surrounds you. But the globe defenders are going to tell you that you're looking up into the outer space and seeing stars trillions of miles away. So the notion of what the stars are, I'm at least honest and tell you that they're twinkly dots that we see. They're lights in the sky that we see. I'm not going to tell you that they're burning gas balls trillions of miles away, but the globe defenders have to stick to the narrative that those are burning balls of gas light years away, like unfathomably far away suns. And so when I look at the sun and I look at the stars, I don't think for a second that the distant stars are the same as our sun. So the sun that we see is the one sun that we see. We all see our own one sun. And then we see many, many stars. I don't think that those stars are suns. And so this is where all the disagreements begin, of course, is that like fundamentally the globe model says that those are burning balls of gas trillions of miles away, and that you're standing on this little speck called Earth looking at burning balls of gas unfathomably far distances. And so I don't believe that and will never believe that. And no sworn globe cuck can ever get me to believe that, right? No matter what shit they have memorized, no matter what facts they think they're spewing, it will always seem absurd to me to think that the stars, the twinkly dots, are distant fireballs trillions of miles away. And so I say that they're just lights, and they're not regular lights. They're lights that are projected to us, each observer projected to us. And depending on where you are in the world, you're going to get to see certain stars. So that's why I went out of my way to correct the sunrise and sunset angles and how you see the stars, and all of it happening within our own personal virtual dome solves all of that. At least for me, but there's other people who are, steadfast that they live on a globe and that they're shooting through space, that they think it's absolute stupidity and a waste of time to ever consider any other model or any other narrative besides the one that they were given. So that guy who I showed earlier, MC Toon, he's sworn to protect that globe model, and he'll treat you like you're an absolute moron if you suggest it's anything but what the globe model says. So that guy MC Toon, who had to lie about my bass playing, he'll tell people, yeah, you're stupid if you don't think that those stars are distant suns. You're stupid if you don't believe the sun is 93 million miles away. If you even consider the earth being flat even for a second, then you must have brain damage. And they treat you a certain way on purpose so that anybody who believes in the globe model thinks it's perfectly acceptable to act like a total prick to anybody who doesn't believe in the globe model. So these professional globe cucks, all of them are insufferable twats. None of them seem like nice, decent guys who just love the globe. No, they're all annoying, insufferable twats who purposely lie and slander in order to protect the globe. So why does the globe need such insufferable liars and slanders to protect it? Why do they have to have a guy like MC Toon lying about me? Why am I one of the only guys who has the balls to say anything in the whole world and make videos about it? So there's hardly anyone who has the balls to make videos saying that they don't think Earth is a globe, And then they have mechanisms in place where they have Simon Dans and MC Toons out there whose job it is specifically to ridicule you and fill the comments section with ad hominem attack after ad hominem attack, to make it look like that is how you are supposed to treat a crazy flat earther. You're supposed to ad hominem attack them, supposed to ridicule them on sight. It's a messed up game. RY says, impression of Math Powerland giving guitar lessons. Math Powerland giving guitar lessons. All right. I'm just going to have to show some of Matt playing guitar. There's no other. And then I'll do some Math Powerland impression while I have him up on the screen. That's what we'll do. All right, let me go back to the last time he played guitar in his last live stream. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm laying down the foundation for my next Flat Earth song. It's called I'm the One Who Started It, and I painted globes for NASA. I'm the one who started it. That's why I'm learning guitar right now. I'm going to show you guys things that you've never seen on a guitar before. So I'm in my 8th year now. I'm starting to get really good. So yeah, I'm planning on making a whole set of a series of my paintings. In fact, if you want me to paint your pool and teach you some of these guitar licks, it only costs $300, and I'll give you one of my shirts. There you go. That was actually one of the better pieces of guitar that I've heard from Matt. Usually it's even worse. Like that was actually a example of him doing something that wasn't the worst thing ever. Usually it's the worst thing ever. Usually it's real bad. Like this. All right, so there you go. Is Matt with his guitar playing. All right. And that was actually the sound of his guitar. All right. Got it. Javid says, still don't know why DIY my gray hairs like you. Still don't know why. Still don't know how to DIY my gray hair. Bro, you buy the cheapest hair dye you can, the one with the lady on it, the lady on the front, like Clairol or whatever. And I like the one that says brown, black, or dark brown, either dark brown or brown, black. And so I buy the one with the either the black lady on the front or the other lady. And then you follow the instructions. You mix the shit from the bottle in with the other shit. You mix that up, and then you squirt it on your head and comb it. I use a comb and I comb it in. Try not to let too much of it soak into my head so that I don't get all those chemicals, stuck in my head. But you put that shit in there, let it soak in there, and then like 25, 30 minutes later, you rinse it out. And then you put in some other conditioner shit that they provide. And that's it. You put that in while you're in the shower and then rinse that out. And then it's done. All right. So yeah, one of these days, I'll let the gray take over and it'll look like I instantly aged a bunch of years. All right. But yeah, bro. So you just sent the super chat for me to tell you to just follow the damn instructions. Shouldn't be that difficult. If I can do it, you can do it, bro.
If I can do it, then you can do it too. I like to look like a young man for as long as I can. I don't like to look like I'm an old grandpa, nothing. So I like to look like I was back in my prime. The Italians. So what I do is I buy the Clairol and then I mix it and put it in there. It turns the hair dark. It makes people think that I'm still a young man, but
I don't know why I started doing a Stallone impression there. It's a Stallone impression that no one asked for. Javid says, thoughts on The Who, Marilyn Manson, and Rob Zombie. I'm supposed to see them in concert soon. The Who, you mean like the WHO Who? So the old rock band, The Who, they're okay. They're not my favorite classic rock band by any means, but they have a few songs that I guess are kind of cool. But yeah, I was never big on The Who, so I never went and saw The Who. And I've never been to see Marilyn Manson or Rob Zombie. So when I was a kid, I thought Rob Zombie was okay, but I never had the urge to go spend my money to see him. And same with Marilyn Manson. There was a couple songs that were okay, but I didn't like the imagery of Marilyn Manson and stuff. I wasn't like a goth kid, and I wasn't the type that like, needed to get tattoos and piercings and stuff like that. And so I noticed that the kids who were into Marilyn Manson they had this certain style and look and stuff. And so I don't know. I wasn't really into his music as much, or her music, or whatever Marilyn is. So yeah, I've never went to go see any of them in concert. They're all old and past their prime. So if you're talking about going to see The Who, those guys are, God, what, like 70, whatever, 80 years old. And Marilyn Manson, he's got to be getting to be, he's in his 50s or whatever, right? Rob Zombie, he's got to be in his 50s or 60 years old by now. So, they'll probably, have like their costumes and their imagery and shit, and it'll bring back some nostalgia vibes from the late 90s, early 2000s. So for what it is, if you go there just to enjoy it, it'll probably, and you're into that sort of music, then you'll probably have a good time. So yeah, man, you'll probably have fun if you like those bands. And Javid says, thoughts on concert seats. A friend told me it's like a movie theater seats, the front row, bad, but I thought those were good in concerts. So I've seen Blue Oyster Cult play more times than I've seen any other band. And so I've seen them at all different types of venues. And so I've been to like state fairs and stuff like that, where it's like first come, first serve type seating, right? So then it's like whoever gets there the earliest gets the best seats. And then I've also been to venues, where you have to get on Ticketmaster and buy your seats in advance. And so I've, at 10 in the morning, right when tickets went on sale, I've got front row seats. So I've been to see BOC, Blue Oyster Cult, and gotten front row seats to where, I'm like literally the closest guy, dead center, front row, best seat in the house. And so it's got its ups and downs. And so a band like Blue Oyster Cult is older. A lot of their fan base is older. So they'll sit throughout the entire show. And then when they play Don't Fear the Reaper at the end, everyone gets up and the hardcore fans rush the stage. And then it's like a free for all. And then they play Don't Fear the Reaper. And then they come back and do an encore and play like 2 more songs. And so the people who are ready for the show to end, they split, but all the hardcores rush the stage. And so I've been at venues where things can change as well, where your assigned seat becomes fucking worthless. Like once the people behind me start invading and once security stops enforcing, well, then I'm forced to abandon my seat as well. You see what I'm saying? So I've been to Blue Oyster Cult shows where I had an assigned seat, and then people from behind me started coming towards the front to where they overwhelmed security, and then security was just like, whatever, I guess. So then I'm elbowing motherfuckers to get to the front. You see what I'm saying? So it can all depend show to show. And so a lot of shows are general admission. So for instance, like bands like The Fish, for instance, will play in a big ass like stadium, and it'll be general admission. All the seats or all the stadium and the floor all cost the same amount, right? So sometimes it's just general admission, and then it's like first comes first serve type shit. And then you have your festival type crowds. So if there's a festival, then there might be 20, 30 bands, and then they have your time slots and multiple stages. So then it's standing. So then there are no seats. So your festivals, you're going to have like grass or gravel or even just concrete, which is the worst. And then you have everyone just standing, So like they have some of those festivals where there's all these different stages that you have to walk to. So you can go from the main stage to the smaller stage, and then they have all the set lists, and then you have to try and plan accordingly to see all the different bands you want to see. So there might be 30 bands playing, but you have to pick and choose between the 2 different headliners that night. And so you never get to see everybody at the festival. So you always have to kind of pick and choose which bands you're going to go watch and which ones you're going to not see. So it all depends on the group or entertainer you're seeing and the venue. The best time I ever had at a venue was at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. They ran a free concert series during summertime where they would have classic rock bands like Eddie Money and Blue Oyster Cult and Quiet Riot and Y&T. These smaller classic rock bands would play a free show twice on the boardwalk and with the beach in the background. And it was all you had to do was get there, and you could smuggle in your own snacks and your own alcohol. So yeah, my favorite concert experience was me and my friends showing up to see Blue Oyster Cult for free at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. We bring in our own ice chests full of our own alcohol and beverages, right? Your own fruit drinks and all your own beverages and all your own snacks. To be able to bring an ice chest with your own shit to a concert, it's like almost unheard of now. Now they want to nickel and dime you and get as much money out of you as possible. They want to charge you $15, $20 for one beer, $15, $20 for a hot dog or a hamburger. So there was a time where you could show up and watch a classic rock band, and they would play 2 sets, an early set at 6:30 and a later set at 8:30. And they would play a little bit different songs on each set. And it was awesome. And it was one of the best things that you could still go do in America. And guess what ended it? The fucking 2020 pandemic. 2020 pandemic canceled the concert series. They took down the stage, and they never brought back the concerts on the beach. So my favorite experience is gone. And it doesn't look like they're going to bring it back. So now they just don't do concerts there, which sucks. So yeah, me and my friends, we used to like eat mushrooms and show up to the concert, drink your own booze and eat your own snacks. You could like literally toke your own bowl, and it was perfection. And the weather was awesome, the beach in the background. And then when the concert ended, you could then ride the historic roller coaster there on the boardwalk. Good times. But yeah, sadly the stage was taken down, never to be put back up. And yeah, I'm starting to lose my my love for going to concerts because of how much money they're trying to squeeze out of the fans for like all different types of genres of music. Doesn't matter who you go see anymore. Now they want hundreds of dollars, and then the concession is just outrageous. So they've begun to essentially price me out to where now I'm like, you know what? I think I'll save my money this year. So yeah, this year I haven't went to go watch any concerts, and I don't plan on going this year. All right. Matthew Chaplin says, not saying your response isn't warranted. This is what those fucks want, a reaction. Where attention goes, energy flows. Cheers. So yeah, man, I wanted to show the stuff that I showed tonight about Eric last week, but I went over time just breaking down the video, and I went like 4.5 hours and was just ready to shut down the stream. So I didn't get a chance to show that stuff. So this week I showed it, got it out of the way. And now at this point, we're just basically going to do some open topic, open chat. I'm here hanging out. We've only been on here for a little under 2 hours, so I don't mind hanging out, chilling with you guys and talking about whatever it is you guys want to talk about at this point. And thank you very much, Matt Chaplin, for your very generous donation here. I appreciate that, buddy. Eric Dubay's boyfriend, UV and E, says, despite what you think of me, I mean it when I say my wife and I are huge fans of Land on the Moon and sing it all the time now. It's catchy and funny. Yeah, it is catchy and funny. I know. I'm a big fan of it too. It's a good song. Lintaway Air Duct Cleaning says, just saw AC/DC in Vegas. How was it? Were they good? I've seen videos, and it looks like they can still hold down the fort mostly. Looks like Brian Johnson is not singing the songs as good as he used to, but that's to be expected with him being as old as he is. But it looks like he still makes it through the set, and Angus Young is still moving around pretty good on stage and still playing his parts pretty good. And so from what I've seen on the video clips that I've watched, that they're still pulling off the show good enough to get people to still show up and pay for the tickets. So there's some bands that their attendance is dwindling. And so, for instance, David Lee Roth had to cancel a number of his shows because of dwindling attendance and a bunch of embarrassing performances. So there was like several different David Lee Roth shows that had to recently be canceled because people just weren't buying the tickets. But yeah, AC/DC still has a strong fan base. And a lot of them songs still get strong play on classic rock radio day in and day out. And they have a shitload of different hit songs that play on the radio day in and day out. So they have a huge catalog of recognizable hits. So I bet it was a decent show. RY says, Trump promoting Lintaway air duct cleaning. So I've already told you, there's only one agency who I refer to do all of the lint cleaning here at the White House, and that's Lintaway Air Duct Cleaning. It's the best damn air duct cleaning service this side of the Mississippi. I got to tell you, when I first showed up to the White House the first time, the vents, they were covered in lint. It was absolutely disgusting, but nothing compares to the second time when I showed back up to the White House after not living here for 4 years to see the vents completely covered in lint from Creepy Joe and his regime. I don't know what sick things they were doing, but I can tell you, Lintaway, he showed up. He cleaned all of the vents. He got rid of all of the lint, and it has looked spick and span ever since. So I am here to declare that Lintaway Air Duct Service is the best damn air duct cleaning service that exists in the world today. And it exists right here in the good old United States of America, the hottest country in the world, because of our superior lint cleaning ways. There you go. I'm sure Lintaway is very happy to get this free promotion from Donald Trump. So Lintaway air duct cleaning, right? He's getting this promotion from our president, which is, of course, like the most famous person in the world, promoting him and his business. So he can thank RY for getting President Trump to give him a personal promotion here live on the Jake the Awake Wednesday night Wake 'em Up live stream. Wow. It's quite an honor, I'm sure. All right, RY wants Morgan Freeman says, if you trust me, then you'll trust Jake the Awake as a shill and dresses like a lady. If you'll trust me, then you'll know that Eric Dubay, he's the one telling the truth. And Jake, he was using AI to make it look like Eric Dubay was dressing like a lady. Now, if you trust me, then you'll know that Jake the Awake is a shill.
insinuating that Eric Dubay dresses like a lady. So if you are like me and you trust me, you'll go out and get the vaccine, and you'll make sure to watch Eric Dubay's next video where he reads a script, and I can assure you it's a script that he wrote himself and definitely did not use AI.
There you go. A little Morgan Freeman for you. I don't know why Morgan is taking that stance and taking Eric's side after all I've shown. Seems to me Morgan Freeman coming off like a bit of a sellout shill, huh? All right. Lintaway says, did you see YouTube's new monetization policies making it harder for new creators to get monetization? YouTube being more big stream and paying less. Yes. I did see that. So luckily, I get enough watch time hours that that's not going to be an issue. But for smaller channels, to go from 4,000 watch time hours required to needing 8,000 watch time hours required is a significant increase. And so there are smaller channels who are meeting all the criteria right now that may not be able to fulfill all that criteria to stay monetized. And so, yeah, for those channels that can't get that many watch time hours, yeah, that is going to suck. So I did see that, but you know how it goes, man. They're not trying to make it too easy for just anybody to create slop content. And there's a whole bunch of slop content being created and churned out on here. And so they want to control who gets to make the money and who doesn't. So this is one of the ways they can tighten up the control on their operation, of course. Get rid of some of the small guys. Yep. So luckily, because of the long watching of these live streams, and then with the NFL content coming back next month, numbers are going to be shooting up around here. So we're not really worried about those watch time hours here on my channel, because I get a good amount of people watching these live streams for a long amount of time, which is awesome. So part of the reason why I'm able to get the number of watch hours I need fairly easily is because a lot of you guys support these streams and you watch for 30 minutes or longer, which is excellent. So there's some channels that can only get 2-3 minutes average out of their audience, whereas you guys watching this stream tonight, the average watch time might be 30-35 minutes or something, which is excellent. So yeah, sucks for people who can't make it, who can't fulfill all the criteria, but that's just how it goes, man. We're going to keep doing what we do around here as long as we can do it. And R-Wise says, you read the Morgan Freeman chat opposite. Still funny. Oh, I did? Was I supposed to say Eric Dubay was a shill? I thought it was weird that you have him calling me a shill. If you trust me, you'll trust that Dubay. Oh, you'll trust that Dubay is a shill. Oh, okay. See, when you put, you'll trust that Jake, I, for some reason, read it like you have Morgan Freeman sticking up for Dubay and calling me a shill. Because that's something he would do. So since Morgan Freeman promoted that you should get the vaccine, I thought that you were having him stick up for Eric Dubay right there. My bad. I totally did read that one wrong. Oh, well. As long as you still think it's funny, then it doesn't matter. All right. All right, so at this point, I've got through all the super chats. We can just do a little open topic chit chat, but I do need to use the restroom real quick. All this water I was drinking has made its way through me, so I need to quickly use the restroom. So while I do, let me put on a song for you guys real quick, and then I'll be right back.
Don't have time, 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 don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
They're lying straight to your face. They can see Earth is flat and there is no space. They lie. Control your mind if you can't wake up in your sleep till you die. This proof that the Earth is flat, and once you go flat, you ain't never go back. It's true, and we should hang him for a crime. President Obama said we don't got time.
Don't have time, 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 don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Don't have time, 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 don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Nobody has seen the Earth as a ball. They painted it flat and they tricked you all. No man ever walked on the moon, and nobody will anytime soon. Take a look at the cold hard facts. Look at the horizon, it's always flat. Sea level, they don't say sea curve while they're getting into a ball. You got some nerve.
Don't have time, 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 don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Don't have time, 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 don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind. Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind. Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind. Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind.
Don't have time, 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 don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Don't have time, 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 don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind. Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind. Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind. Time to wake up. Time to open up your mind. Oh, now my life has changed ever since that day. Oh, now I'm never gonna be the same. Oh, now my life has changed ever since that day. Oh, now never gonna be the same.
Don't have time, 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 don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Don't have time, 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 don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
All right, there you go. There's a classic there. That was back when Obama was the president, right? We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society, right? So we took that clip and I came up with the idea to steal the clip and turn it into a chorus for a song, right? So I would argue that I wrote the coolest Flat Earth song of all time, the catchiest, most funky, badass one. And so I would argue that that right there is better than any of Eric Dubay's stupid lame ass raps. And the music video is clearly better. So musically, I would argue that I am the funkiest, freshest musician on the flat earth. And it's an absolute fact and it's undeniable. And nobody can argue that. But there's sneaky people out there, disingenuous, dishonest shills who will try and get people to dislike me as a musician, and they'll go as far as to lie about me, like MC Tune, posting a fake bass solo video of me with the sound of someone wanking off on a electric guitar, making it look like that was the sound coming out of my bass. That's because they don't want you to fall in love with my funkiness and my grooviness. It's because if you open your ears and you listen to what I'm playing, it's pretty hard not to want to shake your groove thing. So yeah, they'll have shills like Eric Dubay talk shit about me, downplay my music, even though it's 10 times better than his. Music is subjective, but go ahead, go back and listen to Eric Dubay's raps and then listen to any of my jams. And then you tell me which one is better and be honest with yourself. All right. RY says, Jake, your video is inaccurate. Barack Obama would be dancing with dudes in Speedos, not women in bikinis. Yep. Yep. So back then, to be able to get Obama's face on all the different dancers was like, I needed help because I couldn't do it. So I definitely had some help when I made this video and wish that I could make one as funny as this myself. Like this one right here. Sticking Obama's face. I mean, I'm sure now with AI and stuff, I could probably, if I messed with AI, I could probably prompt AI to do some similar shit. But years ago, it was harder to do this sort of thing. This one right here. So you had to find funny dances, you know, people dancing funny, and then stick Obama's head over the top of it. Yeah, it was good times. Jimmy Franz says you sing well too. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Gusty says the sick, funky stuff. Yes, NASA never went to the moon. And another one of my classics. So you know what they did was they came out with Flat Earth Man, who had these well-edited videos and these pretty polished recordings. And so there was this guy, Flat Earth Man, who would do his Flat Earth songs and talking about NASA. And then all the shills would show his music at the beginning of their streams and promote him. So it was almost like they had to create this character, Flat Earth Man, and have him sing about Flat Earth and NASA, specifically to keep people from discovering my music, right? Baby you says, how long ago did you come up with land on the moon? Well, I can actually find the exact date. I just got to go to the Indian moon landing video that it comes from, and I will show you the exact origin and give you the exact date. Let's see if I can quickly find it here. Here it is. Let me dust this bad boy off for you real quick. So sometimes I get asked the question about Land on the Moon, the song that I sing, the silly song, and where it comes from. So here it is right here. From India becomes 4th country to fake land on the moon from August 23rd, 2023. So almost exactly 3 years old. Coming up on 3 years. Right?
लेकिन अब हम ये कह सकते हैं कि चंदा मामा अपने घर के
बहुत ही उम्दा. The hard work of the entire ISRO community has come to fruition.
Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. All right.
That was it. So that was before it even had any lyrics besides the chorus, right? So I had to, when people started asking me to sing that live, I had to come up with lyrics, right? Besides just the chorus, because that's all it was. So I came up with that just to make fun of the Indian moon landing. So all these people who supposedly observe the an image of the Indian moon lander, they all celebrate, right? And so in my video, I'm just making fun of the Indian people who are celebrating the Indian rover that supposedly landed on the moon. And so I wrote just that little chorus, and that little chorus then became requested that I sing it live during my streams.
Applauding. Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से सेफली और सॉफ्टली चंद्रमा की सतह पे लैंड हो चुका है. ये हम लोगों के लिए बहुत ही गर्व की बात है. हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि चंदा मामा दूर के, लेकिन अब
Icha Mama Duki. That's a funny part. It says Icha Mama Duki right here.
गर्व की बात है. हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि चंदा मामा दूर के,
Icha Mama Duki.
बहुत ही गर्व की बात है. हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि चंदा मामा दूर के, लेकिन अब हम ये कह सकते हैं कि चंदा मामा अपने घर के.
बहुत ही उम्दा. The hard work of the entire ISRO community has come to fruition.
One more time.
Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. All right, y'all.
All right, so there you go. So 3 years ago, I did a breakdown video of the fake ass Indian moon rover. Threw that in there, just the chorus, and then started getting requests to sing that. So the problem is once you sing that chorus, then it's over. So I had to start just inventing words, inventing lyrics for the song on the spot. So I became a songwriter live for everyone, and I came up with these different sets of lyrics, and then it became what it is today. And bands, I just showed that, I guess now I'm under an obligation to sing it. And earlier, Eric Dubay's boyfriend sent a super chat requesting it. So I could be perceived as a dick if I don't make everybody happy and perform Land on the Moon right here, right now. Would you guys like that? Would you guys like me to perform Land on the Moon right here, right now, live? Is that what you guys want? If that's what you want, hit the thumbs up button right here, right now. Everybody who's still left standing on a Wednesday night, hit the thumbs up button. All right. Land on the moon, we'll land on the moon. Land on the moon, we'll land on the moon. Land on the moon, we'll land on the moon. We take it over, we go to the moon, and then you know that we come back soon. Rove to the left, rove to the right. And bitch, you know that we rove all night. We land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Yes, my friend, we will come back soon. We take it over, rove to the moon. Yes, you know that we come back soon. Rove to the left, rove to the right. Cause bitch, you know that we rove all night. We land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Said, yes, my friend, we will come back soon. We take it over, rove to the moon. Just you know that we come back soon. Rove to the east, rove to the west, cause bitch, you know that we rove the best way. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. Land on the moon, we land on the moon. And yes, my friend, we will come back soon. We row, row, row. Everybody say row, row, row. All the girls say row, row, row. All the boys say row, row, row. And now your grandma say row, row, row. And now your dog say row, row, row. And then your uncle say row, row, row. And then your aunt say row, row, row. Now everybody say row, 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 rover. Say row, 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 rover. Row, 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 row. Oh, there you go. Just for you guys, live version of Land on the Moon. Started singing that shit 3 years ago, and it looks like I'm gonna sing it until I die. So I hope I don't ever get tired of doing that. Right now, I'm not quite sick of it yet. I still find it oddly amusing. So for now, it's okay. But who knows? Maybe 20 years from now, somebody might be asking me to sing Land on the Moon, and I might be like, fuck! Why did I ever make that India Land on the Moon video? No. So the cool thing is, I'm not going to turn into one of those one-hit wonders that is upset that they have to repeat that same song. I promise I'm not going to turn into one of those one-hit wonders that hates playing their hit. No. All right. So there you go. There's a little trip down memory lane. RY says solo bass Jake last hit. That's a banger. All right. Well, that one is in my my funky playlist, I believe. My original music playlist. Might be able to go dig that one up real quick. Let you guys feast on that one for a second. If I can find it. There we go. Or not. Jake the Awake music. There we go. Keep pressing the wrong thing. Hold up. Shouldn't have smoked during the bathroom break. Damn it. All right. Here we go. So here we have the Jake the Awake music playlist. I got 17 videos in a playlist. Nobody really goes to the playlist section that often, but all my songs are there. All the best ones, at least. The best performances and best recordings are all there. So you can always go over here and find me doing music of all different various types, such as this one from 2013.
I'm waking back up in the morning and I'm off to class. Gotta hit the highway, I was spending y'all. Hauling some ass stuck in the parking lot. Well, I can't find a spot. I've been working in the handicap and hope I don't get caught. Trying to get the last hit. Trying to get the last hit. Trying to get the last hit. This straight to tell you from my overseas. I grow my own trees and feed the disease. I'm only using top-notch seeds. These dirty deeds be the bees with these. Take the last hit. Take the last hit. Take the last hit.
All right, it's a 5-minute song. I'll skip ahead to the bass solo because it's the coolest part of the song.
I'm slipping.
All right, there you go. And that's live at the Modesto open mic. And from last I heard, they still have an open mic at that same coffee shop. And you can sign up and play for a crowd of people who show up each week. So there's always a crowd there to support the open mic. At least back in the day when I went, the support was really good. There was always a fair amount of people there, you know, enjoying, and lots of different musicians and comedians and all sorts of colorful characters who would sign up and go up there and perform. And some of them were good and some of them were not, but it was a lot of fun. So, yeah, that was 2013 open mic, a live version of The Last Hit. There you go. And that one is in my Jake the Awake music playlist on my page if you want to find that one. All right. And thank you, RY, for the musical request. Kelly Yamaguchi says, did you see Selena Gomez new vids? Something's off. I totally did not see any Selena Gomez videos, so you would be the authority right now on that. I trust your judgment, Kelly, because you're here watching me. So if you say something's off, I trust that you're probably correct. She probably got replaced or something, that bitch. But I can't say for sure because I haven't looked into it. Now, the world stage news has been pretty bland lately. Gotta say, extra boring. And I have not kept up on Selena Gomez at all. So you obviously would be more in the know than I would at this point on that subject. RY says, how does Middle Easterner listen to his jam? All right. Got a specific bit request here. So I don't know about you guys, but when you visit your corner store, your local general convenience store, it might be owned by a Middle Eastern guy. And so I have a corner store that I go to that is owned by a Middle Eastern dude. And he's like always there. Like he's like the only employee, right? And he's listening to his Middle Eastern music behind the counter. He's got it playing. And so when I walk in, I'm greeted by the sound of like, and I'm always like, man, your people's music is so beautiful. And then he's always rocking out. And I'm thinking, man, it's like, you know, I think that sound sucks. Like the sound of that Middle Eastern music sucks donkey dicks. But to him, it sounds great. So it's almost like when I hear the sound of like well-seasoned rock musicians playing electric guitar and bass, when I hear like a really cool, funky bass lick and a wicked guitar solo, with lots of tapping and speed and precision, and then a soaring rock vocal, and you tie it all together, and I'm rocking out. It's like when I get off on rock music and guitar solos and bass solos, it's like the Middle Eastern dude, he gets off on another Middle Eastern dude making this noise. So it's like when I see Eddie Van Halen go, I'm like, whoa. Whereas the Middle Eastern guy, he doesn't give a fuck about Eddie Van Halen and his tapping. Instead, he's looking at another Middle Eastern guy who's going, and he's like, whoa, that blows my mind. That is so amazing. And so it's like, I realize that like we all hear and perceive the music differently. You know, I can look at Flea playing the bass and he's like, And I'm like, yeah, that's fresh, that's funky. Whereas the Middle Eastern guy, he doesn't give a fuck about what Flea's doing on the bass. Instead, he's looking at another Middle Eastern guy who's going, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And he's like, yes, this is my favorite part, right? So it's like we all experience the music differently, but we all enjoy music, right? And so it's like we're all the same, and we're all like totally fucking different at the same time, you know? Middle Eastern guy, bit, music. There you go. I added in an extra part about Flea this time that I've never added into the joke before. So there you go. It's like a joke story bit thing that people request that I do. All right, trout fishing at Hood Park. Says, great rendition, Jake. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. Trout fishing at Hood Park. Longtime supporter and subscriber of the Jake the Awake, formerly Jake the Asshole, formerly Flat Earth Asshole channel. Thank you, buddy. Much love, much appreciation. Hail to the Yizah. Doxological Thinker coming in with the donation says, can we get a song chorus about the 7-second gravity loss that was supposed to happen today? Man, I don't know why anyone would fall for something like that. If you hear there's going to be 7 seconds of gravity loss, then you know for sure that that's not going to happen, right? Yeah. I've heard that rumor before. So that's like a rehashed rumor then, right? Because didn't they say that same thing like a year ago or 2 years ago or whenever? Sounds very familiar. So I think they have for sure said that. Someone has said that before. So it sounds like some stupid online rumor that gets pushed. All right. You want a song about the 7-second gravity loss that was supposed... Oh, you want a song chorus? Oh, fuck. Now you're going to put me on the spot here. I just now realized you wanted me to make it into a song. I thought I was done. Shit. What the hell happened today? There was supposed to be 7 seconds of gravity loss, but it didn't happen. That's why I'm writing this song, because I'm so freaking sad that I didn't get to float for 7 seconds. That's why I'm writing this song right now, because I'm so freaking sad I didn't get to soar to the clouds. Yeah, there was supposed to be 7 seconds of no gravity, but there wasn't. And this is the part of the song.
When it turns into death metal, we were supposed to be able to fly, but you didn't let me fly. Fuck you, bitch, die. Fuck you, bitch, die. Fuck you, bitch, die. I wanted to fly, but fuck you, bitch, die. Rah, 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 stick a needle in your eye. 7 seconds of gravity. Fuck you, bitch, die. All right, there you go. Bet you weren't expecting the fuck you, bitch, die part, huh? I bet you I came out of left field with that one. Caught you off guard? I hope so. Whew. All right. It's a good time. It's a good time here. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for supporting another Jake the Awake stream. You guys are the best damn audience a guy could ever ask for. And then some. Big Money Bob coming in with the big money gifted Jake the Awake memberships. Hook this brother up with a big money thank you if you got one of those memberships. Bob's like a real life Santa Claus, except he's better than Santa Claus because he gifts Jake the Awake memberships. And Santa Claus is a made up guy. So that's how you know he's better. All right. RY says, Neil
Neil deGrasse Tyson with his eyebrows bashing Jake the Awake. Oh man, now I got to be Neil deGrasse bashing me. Tiny minds with tiny ways of thinking. These are the types of people who are most likely to believe in a flat earth. Because those of us who've been up high enough, those of us who've seen the earth as a globe with our own two eyes, well, we know it's not freaking flat. So therefore, tiny minds with tiny ways of thinking should think twice before they open up their fat mouth. Or should I say, open up their flat mouth. Because it's round. We have astronauts who've seen it with their own two eyes. I personally haven't been up there to see it with my own two eyes, but I wholeheartedly trust the astronauts who have. There you go. It's a little Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse for that ass. All right. I see a few laughing emojis popping through here. Lets me know I'm doing a good job. Are those his eyebrows moving? Yes. So Neil deGrasse has like the most like thick, expressive eyebrows. And so I started using my my hands as eyebrows, specifically when I do an impression of him. So yeah. You have to have been keeping up over the years to know that. So the cool thing about Neil deGrasse was that he did say that you can't see any curvature if you're up in an airplane, and that it's going to look flat. It's going to appear to be flat. So when people say that they've seen curvature from outside of an airplane window, well, that's just not possible. It's going to appear to be flat. So Neil deGrasse will tell people you can't see the curvature out your window. You got to go up much, much higher, well over 100,000 feet in order to start to see the curve. Whereas there's people who will swear to this day that when they go on an airplane that they've seen the curve of the earth, you know? So over my 10 years of being on YouTube, I've heard people say in the comments section and in real life that they've seen the curvature of the earth from on top of a building or on top of a mountain. Some people have said they've seen the curvature of the earth at the beach, just standing on the beach, that they can see the, the earth curving. So it's amazing how people can perceive this place, you know, one way or the other, without any actual concrete proof. Like how many of us have been in Magic Floaty Land, seen the earth as a ball with our own two eyes? Well, nobody except the ones who work for the government, right? The NASA astronauts. So astronauts who work for the government, they're the ones who get to go to Magic Floaty Land and be far enough away and see the earth with their own two eyes as a ball. So we have to trust these government agents. Meanwhile, all the rest of us, we never actually get to see the earth as a ball as they show it to us. So we're always stuck having to defer to a government agent and their account of the earth and what they saw. I just never liked that stance, that I have to always defer to a government agent. All right. All right. Did I catch up on super chats? No, there was one more. Doxological Thinker says, can you do Neil deGrasse Tyson complaining about Asmongold for trying to copy his moving eyebrows in Asmongold 3? Good one, good one. So I've noticed there's a certain character out there who's getting far more attention and far more views than he deserves. Quite frankly, there's Nothing talented about this individual. In fact, I believe the whole reason why there's anybody watching this Asmongold fella is because he's copying my patented eyebrow movements. You see, I've been putting a spell on you. I've been hypnotizing you with my big furry eyebrows. My eyebrows' expressions are strategic hypnotical movements, which cast a spell over you. And I've been doing this for a number of years. And it seems Asmongold is infringing upon my copyrighted eyebrow movements. I have a trademark on these specific eyebrow movements, and Asmongold has been clearly breaking and ripping off my trademark. Have you guys seen this? Like, I seriously cannot freaking believe what I'm hearing right now. You guys, I'm being accused by Neil deGrasse Tyson of stealing his eyebrow movements? I have no idea what he's even fucking talking about. You guys, it kind of sounds like Neil deGrasse Tyson's been smoking freaking crack or something. I don't copy his eyebrow movements. Do you guys know what he's even talking about? I mean, who even pays attention to Neil deGrasse Tyson anymore? Like, I didn't even know that guy was still alive. You guys, this is seriously fucked up. I can't believe people are actually believing Neil deGrasse Tyson. I would never steal his eyebrow movements. This is how I've been moving my eyebrows my whole life. When I was born, I was doing this. All right. All right. It's ridiculous. Can you guys believe this? Ridiculous. RY says that Holden says that Jurassic broke his promise after saying he would quit after this year. Yeah, so Jurassic Liars, old Santa Claus looking, pudgy Jerry Garcia looking Giro, he said that that Seattle was going to get attacked on 6/11, and it didn't happen. And then he said Trump was going to get a head wound on August 4th, and that didn't happen. And he also said that the biblical beast of the sea was going to show up and come into Trump, and Trump was going to become the biblical beast from the sea, which is also Elvis. Yeah, none of that happened, but sure as shit, you bet your ass next year he's going to say the same thing, that on 6/11 there's going to be an attack in Seattle, and there'll be hundreds of people in his chat eating that shit up. I hope it doesn't happen, Giro. I hope to God Giro's not correct, but I think he's going to be correct. Right. So yeah, he'll just make the same prediction again. And then anyone who tries to bring up the fact that he lied and said that he wasn't going to do that anymore, well, then he'll just say that you're a liar and that you're going to go to hell. See how he does it? So anyone who opposes him in any way, shape, or form, even slightly, well, you're going to go to hell for eternity. You're going to burn in hell, right? So Jurassic will condemn anyone who opposes him, questions him at all, a lifetime of hell in the afterlife. You're going to spend your eternity in the afterlife burning in hell, according to Jurassic, if you don't agree with everything he says. Great guy, huh? You're including a link for me as well. Wonderful. It says this video isn't available anymore. I just clicked the link, so he must be watching this, and he doesn't want me to pull up that video because I just clicked on the link that you sent, and it says it's not available. All right. LaFleur says, smash the like button, hit the bell icon. Yes, do both of those things. It's definitely a good thing to do, to hit the live, or it's definitely a good thing to do to hit the thumbs up button and show your appreciation for this live stream. There. And if you want to possibly receive a notification, maybe you're going to want to not only make sure you're subscribed, but click on the subscribe button and then make sure that it selects all so that you get notified for all my video uploads. If you don't have it selected to all, then you probably won't get notified. So that's the whole thing with subscribing, is like you have to take the extra second to make sure that you have the bell notification thing selected to all. Otherwise, they just won't notify you. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but your best chance, you have to have the bell icon turned on. So when people make a big deal about that, us content creators, we harp on and on about that. It's like the only way that you might get a notification anymore. So thank you, Davey D, for reminding people to support the stream. Even if you can't support the stream monetarily, the next best thing you can do is smash the like button and then the bell icon thing. Yes. All right. RY says, remember that biblical beast of the sea song? Slightly.
Well, hey, little baby, look at me. I'm rising up like the beast from the sea. That's where you'll see me. And I'll be hanging out in Seattle, and I'll be getting ready for a big old battle. Come on, there's where I'll be. Well, they call me the king, the biblical beast from the sea. Well, they call me the king, the biblical beast from the sea. Well, honka, honka, baby, I'll be rising up. That's where I'll take a drink from my cup. And I'll be hanging out right in Seattle. And I'll be ready for a big old battle. Honka, honka, baby, beast from the sea. Honka, honka, baby, you'll see me.
There you go. A little biblical beast from the sea. As much of it as I can remember off the top of my head. And I came up with that one when we were talking about how Garrow's predictions were not going to happen. So I predicted that Seattle wasn't going to get attacked. And I predicted there would be no head wound on Trump on August 4th. And I said it would just be another day like normal, and neither of those things would happen. And so I was correct. And I said that when I was correct, he wasn't going to apologize or admit that he was wrong. He's just going to condemn me to hell and then make the same predictions again next year. Whatever, hey, if that's what people want to follow, anyone who's lost, who is following that guy who makes the same wrong prediction every year, hey, God bless them. Just God bless everyone everywhere, I guess. Whole lot of genius. Exactly. That guy Garrow, he makes these predictions about Seattle going to get attacked by a biblical beast creature from the sea, which he claims is Elvis, which he claims is going to enter within yours truly, the greatest president there's ever known. There's this rumor about me that I was Elvis. I don't know how that could ever cross anyone's mind. Clearly, we have different color hair. All right, Elvis, he was a singer. I'm not much of a singer. I'm more of a dancer, more of a businessman. So I don't know how anyone would ever get the two of us ever confused. So anyone pushing these rumors, well, they're probably a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, if you know what I'm saying. But Jake the Awake, he's a lot of genius, that guy. He's a lot of genius. You know who else is a lot of genius? I'm a lot of genius. In fact, nobody's a lot of genius more than me. All right. There you go. Alex Jones ate his neighbor's ass.
Folks, I got to tell you, I thought we were going to go through some hard times. And so, I thought it was in my best interest to eliminate my liberal neighbors. And I wanted to chop them up, turn them into mincemeat. So what I did was I took one of my neighbors. He's a sick little liberal son of a bitch. And I skinned him up, took his ass, made some rump roast out of it. Let me tell you, I sauteed it up with a little liver, some fava beans. Folks, I have never had a more fine meal than when I sauteed up my neighbor's ass. It was one of the finest meals that I have ever ate. That's when I realized that my neighbor's ass is a perfect source of protein. So that's what we need to do. Nobody should go hungry. We should start feeding the homeless, these goddamn liberals. That's one way to cure what ails the world right now. We need to fight back against the deep state, fight back against these friggin' liberals. So join me finding and rounding up these liberals. We need to round them up, haul them up, chop them up. Then we need to feed them to the homeless. That's right. Folks, I believe there's an easy way to cure every problem that ails us. So all we need to do, just need to feed the homeless. All these goddamn liberals. It'll end the deep state overnight. But of course, you don't hear anyone talking about this. And of course, they're not going to let this plan come to fruition because of all the goddamn commies they have running this fucking place. Ugh. Bah.
All right, now I got to play the song since I haven't heard it in like several months. It's been, I don't know, 5-6 months maybe since I've heard Alex Jones wanting to eat his neighbor's ass song. And it's a short song, so why not? Alex Jones, Eat My Neighbor's Ass song.
I'll admit it.
No, that's not it. I think I've done this before where I accidentally pull up the wrong damn song. Here it is.
Your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. Your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. My children aren't going hungry. I'll do it. I'll drink your blood. And I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like size it up, gonna haul him up back chain? Chop his ass up, size it up, gonna haul him up back chain. Chop, 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 chop. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I'll barbecue your ass flat. I will cook your ass up so fast, and I'll tell them, well, I killed a cow out back, baby. You think Christ would eat somebody? He would never do that. I will. I'm ready to hang them up, gut them and skin them and chop them up. You know what I'm ready? I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. That's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass first. I swear to God, if the last thing I do, I'm going to get my hands around your throat.
Yep. Sorry, I totally spaced out. I was looking at Russell Brand's page because the next super chat wanted me to do Russell Brand floating in space, and I haven't checked on Russell or his channel in a while, so I just went over there quickly. And I was spacing out, and then the Alex Jones song ended. So yeah, got a request from RY to do Russell Brand floating in space. All right, let me see what I can do here.
So right now, I'm being able to do something only a few selected individuals will ever get to do. And I feel quite honored that I have been able to be blessed with this opportunity to be up here in the International Space Station. I never bloody dreamed that I'd be able to float up here. My mom told me, she said, Russell, only angels get to fly. And it turns out Mum was right. This angel is in flight right now. Another angel gets its wings. And right now, this angel is here to warn you about how the oligarchy is overreaching its population. And in this democracy, we cannot let this demographic be responsible for what happens to the rest of humanity. So what we need to do is we need to fight back against these globalists. And what we need to do is listen to Candace Owens and listen to Alex Jones and other trusted sources of information. And before I go any further, I have to ask you, do I have anything stuck within the crevices of my horse teeth? All right. Whew. Little Russell Brand floating in space. Got some laughing emojis hitting the screen. All right. Kelly Kent. Kelly Yamaguchi is laughing her anus off. Kelly Yamaguchi does no longer have an anus. It came off of her body because she laughed so much. Poor girl lost her anus while watching the Jake the Awake stream. Jack P. Nimble. RY's digging it. All right. Cool. Truth Hurts. Big Money Bob. Sweet. All right. Glad you guys are still enjoying the show. Good times. RY wants Mag. There is no Ralphie. Speaking of, let me tell you something, people. You see the Ralphie showing up in the Jake the Awake video. He's not a real dog. He's an animatronic robomatoid, people. Let me tell you something. There's no such thing as a Ralphie. You never saw a beagle like that in your life, people, with those floppy ears. It's great. People, let me tell you something. There's no such thing as a beagle named Ralphie. It's an animatronic robot dog. Let me tell you something, people. It's the same type of technology they use on Vern Troyer in the movie The Austin Power. Nuh-uh, Mag. He's a real dog. Tell him, Ralph. Tell him. You a good boy. There you go. Yes, we know there's a Ralphie. Mag is full of shit. Yeah, you're real, huh? There's a real Ralphie. You're not an animatronic robot dog. No. This dog gets a lot of compliments when we go to Santa Cruz, places where there's a lot of dogs and lots of dog owners. So whenever we go to places where there's lots of people out walking their dogs, he gets a ton of compliments. So yeah, when I go out walking
anybody else with a dog, it's usually almost certain that their dog is not going to be as cute as mine. And they have to acknowledge that my dog is super cute. What? You want to go out, don't you? Yeah. It's getting about that time, isn't it? Let me tell you something, people. There's no such thing as a Ralph. Yes, there is. All right. He is. He's a good boy. I took him over to the beach last month. So middle of July, I took him over to the coast. We stayed like 3 days, and lots of dog owners and lots of dog smells, perfect weather. So it's like the whole trip is like dedicated to him in a lot of ways. It's like I have fun and I do my thing too, but it's like he's included on like all of it. It's like a perfect place to like get my my kicks and walk around on the beach and enjoy the awesome weather, and the dog is welcome. It's like a dog friendly city. So if it wasn't so damn expensive, I would live over there. Bad thing about Santa Cruz is it's super expensive and super libtarded. But it's a great place to go visit. So yeah, I took him over there, and he gets a ton of compliments. And he gets to run around on the beach. All right. RY wants Roseanne saying good night to the Jake the Awake audience.
All right, so one of the easiest ways to get rid of an audience and make people like, want to like change the channel and like shut off their TV is when I sing the national anthem. I say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilights were gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our fucking commie flag was still there. So fuck you, Obama, Joe Biden, suck a dick. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Play ball. Good night.
All right. There you go. That's how you get rid of an audience. People are like, all right, bye. Peace out, bro. Oh my God. I literally just crashed, unrolled laughing on my kitchen floor when I heard best way to get rid of an audience is when I sing. You got to be a fully dedicated comedian to dedicate to an impression that you know is going to annoy a lot of people. It's going to be like nails on a chalkboard. But comedically, like if if you totally commit to it like I did, well, you have to admit it's pretty damn funny. Like if you were to ask Roseanne to try and be that annoying now currently in 2026, I think I actually pulled it off better than actual Roseanne could. Like if you were to go get Roseanne, be like, we need you to say this script, I'll bet you she couldn't do it as good as what I just did. So what am I saying? I'm better at Roseanne than Roseanne Roseanne. And what am I going to do with this information? Fulfill super chats and annoy a sector of my audience at the same time. That's what I'm going to do with that information. All right. So thank you, RY, for the last several super chats. I appreciate that. All right. Suzette Ann loves the Roseanne impression. Good, good. I've heard these type of comments where I get people's dogs to howl or freak out. So like I've heard the same type of comment like when I do my beatbox joke or when I sing or whatever. There's people that tell me that their dogs start howling. Ghost Crazy says, Jake, you did a good job with Roseanne because it was annoying hearing her again. When I was a kid, TV was what everybody watched. So before internet, you would watch shows on TV, and Roseanne at one time, like it or not, she had a hit TV show, and it was like 40 million people a week were watching Roseanne, and so there was a time in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s where shit, man, Roseanne was like a primetime show, and everybody knew who she was, So for her to still, after all this time, be a recognizable character shows you how popular she was. A lot of people love that show. Bana, bana, ban, ban, ba bana, ba ban, ban, ba bana, bana, ban, ba bana, ban, cleaning, ba bana, bana, ban, ban. Right? Like everybody knows that theme, and then she would laugh at the end. Bam, ba, 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 bam, bam, bam. Right. What doesn't kill us is making us stronger. Then they added the lyrics in the later seasons. Yeah. Deadbeat says, my mom used to annoy me with the old Roseanne show. Yeah, that was one of those things I watched when I was a kid. And then they reran those shows. Oh my God, so many times. So all those sitcom shows that got super popular, then they reran the old episodes. So then you'd come home from school and like Roseanne old episodes would be on like TBS or whatever, and you could watch the reruns of the Roseanne show. So yeah, man, that show was shoved down our throat. If you were watching TV back in the 80s and 90s, you knew who Roseanne was for sure, and all the family members. Even if you didn't watch the show, you knew. Truth Hurts is awesome stream tonight. Oh, well, thank you. We're just doing some like random open chat for the last I don't know, hour or whatever. So did a little bit of shill busting earlier on in the stream, and then it's just been open topic chat, some silly songs, some serious songs, and some seriously silly songs. All right. And with that said, I'm kind of getting tired, so I'm going to wrap it up here soon. All right. Well, I've been on here for 3 hours, and so I'll go ahead and wrap it up, take my dog out, eat some food. But thank you guys for hanging out tonight for another wacky, wild Wake 'em Up Wednesday. It was a good time. I enjoyed it. And if I can come up with something to stream about in the next few days, then I'll try and do a Saturday stream. But if not, then I'll see you guys next Wednesday. And it's been a while since I put out a video, so I need to like come up with an idea and make myself put out a video since it's been a while. It's been a while since I made a regular video, and it's been a while. So yeah, I need to like get to work and do more videos and streams and shit, don't I? So now that I'm finished working, I'll see you guys next time I get to work. But with you guys are such an awesome audience. It doesn't even feel like work. It really doesn't. So here I am, one of the luckiest guys in the world, getting to do this job for you guys. One of the awesomest audiences in the world. So thank you guys for enjoying another stream with me on a Wednesday night. So hopefully I'll see you guys soon, sooner than later. All right, so LaFleur says, don't forget the after party with Holden. That's right. Holden does an after party stream for all the hardcores. And looks like he's getting ready to do that here tonight. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next video or the next live stream. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't yet. And I'll see you next time. Peace out. Much love. Bye-bye. Good night.